breaks the tie. Man, he throws Terrence Ross.
I'll say this again. It's our defense. We have to correct our defense.
That three. Here's Markkanen.
There's a lot of concerned Clipper fans out there. What is the latest that you are hearing on his health and status?
His quickness. Stay in front of that.
Foul. Steve Nash was working for that, and now he's incredulous. Jacques Pond trying to hold him back. Steve Nash is incensed.
The NBA season just started a few weeks ago, and things are already completely out of control. And we absolutely love it. The NBA is back, and it's better than ever. Today's video is brought to you by SeatGeek. A new NBA season is upon us. Just look at it. Ain't it beautiful? And with the season underway, SeatGeek is here to get us back in on the action. Check this out. Just download the SeatGeek app and use the promo code Jimmy to get $20 off your first order. SeatGeek makes buying tickets easier than ever before with a rating system that lets you know which tickets are a good deal and which tickets are a bad deal. If it's green, that's a banger. You're getting a good deal there. Red? Not so much. I've been using SeatGeek for years. It's simple, it's easy, and it's a surefire way to get the best deal for your tickets. Whether it's a concert, basketball game, football, baseball, festival, SeatGeek's got it all. Download the app, use promo code Jimmy, and get $20 off your first order today. At the beginning of every NBA season, Basketball Reference releases their preseason odds and projections. These are usually fairly accurate. Not really. And this season was no different. Basketball Reference released their preseason projections for each team, and just a few weeks into the NBA season, the league has already been flipped on its head. Preseason odds projected the Jazz to have the worst record in the NBA. They are currently the top team in the West, propelled by Jordan Clarkson and a prime Dirk Nowitzki. Lauri Markkanen. Right now, the Jazz are on pace to winning 61 games this season. Their projected win total before the season started was 24 wins. This has to be the most unexpected start to a season ever. The Jazz part ways with their two perennial All-Stars and still find themselves tied for the most wins in the entire league. Another completely inexplicably successful team has been the Trailblazers, who were projected to be the 10th seed in the West. But then they won, and won again, and won again, and won again, and by the grace of God, now have the third best record in the West. I don't get it, but I don't care to. Go Blazers! The Clippers are mediocre once again thanks to literally one player in Kawhi Leonard, who has taken player empowerment to a whole nother level by just doing whatever he wants to. You ate a heavy meal this evening? Now we don't want to take any risks. Might as well sit this one out, big fella. Yay, he's back. No, he's not. One of the greatest players of all time just straight up doesn't play, and we've gotten so used to him doing this, no one even talks about it. Suit up, my guy. My fantasy team is in the trenches. Do something. But at least the Clippers are just mediocre, and not an absolute dumpster fire like the Warriors and Lakers. I just made a video about whether or not it was possible to buy an NBA championship, and we concluded that no, you cannot buy an NBA championship. So far this season, the Warriors are proving to be no exception to this. In fact, the Warriors are the first team in NBA history to start the season 0-6 on the road. It's getting ugly, but it's still really early in the season, so I expect this team to start figuring out things here soon as they continue to experiment with their lineups and buff out some rough edges. Now, a team that won't be doing any buffing on any edges is this rotten bunch that call themselves the Los Angeles Lakers. Between a bench that resembles your least favorite G League team, a third best offensive option in Lonnie Walker, and Anthony Davis clenching at his back every time a defender looks at him the wrong way, this team is an absolute wreck. The Lakers are currently on pace to win a whopping 16 games this season, which is so bad, it would set a new franchise record for the least amount of wins in the Lakers' 76-year existence. A team with 3 all-time great players on it, and they just can't seem to put together a win. In fact, if the Lakers' situation wasn't bad enough, even if they finish this season with the worst record in the NBA, they won't even have a shot at the first overall pick in the upcoming draft, since they included the rights to a first-round swap with the Pelicans when they traded for Anthony Davis back in 2019. The Pelicans could very well end up with a generational talent next season, gift-wrapped and hand-delivered thanks to the Lakers playing like absolute dog water. But somehow, the Lakers being an absolute circus at the moment is not nearly the biggest story in the NBA right now. Because in the East, the Nets have gone completely off the rails with one of the weirdest and dysfunctional starts to a season I've ever seen. This team has got NBA Reddit looking like the front page of TMZ. Preseason odds had the Nets as the 4th best team in the league this season and 3rd best in the East. That, my friends, has not been the case. Despite Kevin Durant trying to stay out of the drama, but subtly putting himself right in the middle of it, regardless of Kyrie Irving becoming public enemy number 1, and in the midst of Ben Simmons regressing into a poor man's Draymond Green, Steve Nash somehow took the fall for this team's shortcomings and was fired just 7 games into the season. No, it wasn't Kyrie's distracting off-court antics. It wasn't Ben Simmons refusing to do anything on the court other than being 6'10". It wasn't Sean Marks blowing up a perfectly good roster. It was all Steve Nash's fault. Meanwhile, leading the East are the Milwaukee Bucks, who have been using the league as their personal punching bag, winning 9 straight games to start the season. Preseason odds had the Bucks projected as the 3rd best team in the NBA going into the season, and already they have exceeded those expectations. The craziest part about the Bucks' success so far this season? Chris Middleton hasn't even suited up yet. You can't get out to a much better start than the Bucks have. Except, somehow, one team has. Because preseason odds had the Cavaliers projected as the 8th best team in the East. And not only have they blown the top off of that projection, the Cavaliers have become an absolute juggernaut over the last few weeks. Right now, the Cavaliers have the highest net rating in the entire league, the highest SRS score among all teams, and the largest margin of victory, all while being led by easily the most talented and well-rounded 8-man rotation in the NBA, and a now MVP caliber star in Donovan Mitchell, who has taken a massive leap this season. The Cavaliers are the real deal. We are only 3 weeks into the season, and already these projections and expectations have completely blown up. Just a month ago, the Warriors, Clippers, and Nets were 3 of the top 5 teams favorited to win an NBA championship. Now, all 3 of these teams are fighting to just stay relevant in their conference. This season was supposed to be the year of the great tank. Just not from these teams. Teams that we all thought would be rebuilding this season were supposed to put together their best tanking job to increase their odds at the generational prospect in Victor Wembanyama. I was excited. The Jazz, Pacers, Spurs, Thunder. Where's the tanking? We've got a generational talent on the line here. Lose. I mean, some teams are starting to look like real frontrunners in the Wemby sweepstakes, but I wasn't aware that the Warriors were gunning for the kid. But it's still early in the season. Anything could happen. The Warriors could pull together and look like real contenders as the season continues. The Cavaliers and the Jazz could continue their run and solidify themselves as a real threat for a title. Who knows? The Lakers could even make the playoffs. Well, let's not get carried away here. The NBA is back, and it just keeps getting better. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, until next time.